Hello everyone, my name is Nate and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about this beast that I'm holding called the Fiio M17. Now Fiio has been well known for making very practical and very good sounding DAPs. The Fiio M15 has been touted as one of the most powerful DAPs that they've released, and they've also topped their own game by putting this thing out called the Fiio M17. What this DAP reminds me of, comparing it to laptops, is the Alienware 51M. The Alienware 51M is a bit of a larger, heavier laptop that has a crazy amount of power. It's like this one is packing an i9 and a RTX 2080. So it's not the most portable and practical solution in terms of like portability, but it is still in a laptop form. And I look at this player in the same way. You're able to still, in an all-in-one solution, have an amp as well as a DAC that is pretty class leading. This is, as far as sound goes, this is one of the best players that you can choose from, but has an amp in it that is able to power most headphones out there. With DC power, this beast is able to push 3 watts of power for each channel at 32 ohms and 1.5 at 32 ohms. So before I get into sound impressions, I want to talk about just the unboxing experience. The unboxing experience for the M17 reminds me more of consumer grade level, sort of like the Bose earphones, or if you buy anything like Sennheiser, it's gonna come in a box, but it's not gonna have, let's say, a wooden box that came with the SP2000T that I briefly owned. So it's not a stellar unboxing experience, but I'm a little bit biased when it comes to unboxing because I'm probably gonna store it away. What I care about the most is the actual product itself, and this is a great product. One of the things that I like about it, first of all, is the amount of inputs that it has. So I was geeking out about this when this arrived. It's got 4 inputs. It's got a 4.4, of course, which is the most used for me. But what I used a lot also is a 2.5, because I had an Odin that had a 2.5 terminated cable. I was able to directly plug it into this player without using an adapter. So if you're someone that has a variety of IEMs or headphones with different inputs in it, this player is gonna do it for you as far as the inputs go. What it also comes with that other DAPs seldomly have is it's got a USB 3.0, and it's also got a USB 2.0 that you can use to plug in an external hard drive with a DC power in it. So you could plug DC power in it, have it charging, and also play music off of your hard drive. How cool is that? So on a feature front, this is probably the best player that currently exists. On the side, it's got 6 buttons. On the left side, it's got the ability for you to switch, press back on a track, pause and play, and also fast forward to another song. And it even comes with a button that you can program for another function. So it's got an extra button for you to play with that for whatever your heart desires. On the other side, it has the power on as well as the volume up and down. So while this DAP is more of a transportable DAP, it's pretty huge compared to the N8 that I have here. You're able to put this in your jacket or cargo pants and fiddle with the volume knob, or if you want to just press a button, you could just reach in and then press the volume up or down. So how's the volume now feel? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's not as high end of a volume knob feel as you would get with other premium players, but it is pretty nice. And what I like about it too is just that it lights up on the side. Also, it's got this sporty aesthetic that actually does more than aesthetics. It's functional because this player gets a little hot, so it has the vented sides. It's got this really gamer type of look to it. It also comes with the ability with a button that allows you to hold and lock the player. So let's say it's in your pocket, you don't have to worry about the volume knob being adjusted, or if you knock into it while moving around, you don't have to worry about your ears getting blasted, because that is something that this player can do because of how much power it has. If let's say you're using sensitive earphones, if it didn't come with this locking feature of holding the screen, then you could blast your ears, and that's not something that is very pleasant. But the thing that I like the most about this player is the fact that it comes with DC power, and the fact that it's engineered in a way that it doesn't eat into its battery life cycle, which can be a problem that you can have with expensive DAPs such as this. Is eventually, whether it's 5 years, whether it's 10 years from now, eventually the battery's going to wear out. This thing is also packing a 9200 milliamp battery, and I was able to get around 8 hours of battery life. But that's never really a concern because I could have this plugged into the DC power. So how does this sound? It's got a more of a diffuse sound compared to the N8 II. It's got a wide soundstage. The bass sounds great on it. I love using this DAP the most actually for more energetic genres. But because it sounds a tiny bit flatter than the N8 II, I'm able to play energetic genres more on my Tri-Li, and it doesn't get me ear fatigue. So on the N8 II, for those genres as well, I tend to use the SS mode on it. So it's packing a THX AAA 788 desktop level amplification, similar to what you see on a K9, which is a desktop player. And it has an ES Pro chip in it, which is the flagship version put into this DAP. So all in all, this is a great value relative to other high-end offerings that you get from Aston and Kern, and even the N8 II and other Cayenne DAPs. So the coloring of this DAP, if I were to use this as an example, this is where neutral would be. So this is a pretty neutral sounding DAP, and there's not too much coloring that I could tell to my ears. The DX 300, for example, would be a little bit more colored. It would be on the warmer side, just a tiny bit. So vocals and instruments are going to sound a little weightier and thicker on the DX 300 when I was testing it with the Monarch Mark II. And something like the Cayenne N8 or the Shanling M8 would be even more further left of that. So all in all, this DAP is going to pair well with pretty much most IEMs and DAPs out there, or IEMs and headphones out there. But when I was testing it with headphones, what I found it to pair the best with was with the Empyrean Elites, or even the Empyreans, because it is a tiny bit more colored, and that is a fantastic headphone. I love when I demoed it with the M17. But as far as power goes, this was able to power the high-FM Arias, the Empyrean Elites, of course, because it's an easier to drive headphones, and even the LCD5, which I was able to run reasonably well with about 40 room of volume headroom. I was not able to test this with the Sosfera or the DCA Stealth, but I have heard on forums that several people have been quite content running it with the DCA Stealth. So who is this DAP for? This DAP is for the audio enthusiast that wants an all-in-one, no-compromise solution, that is looking for something to take with them during a commute or at an office, or a DAP that you can move around. One of the nice things about this DAP is I was able to move this around the house, while, go on the couch, listen to some music, have this charging, DC charging, and not have to worry about the battery life. This is for an audio enthusiast that wants a no compromise solution, that maybe owns a variety of IEMs, maybe with headphones. To be honest, I think this is a tiny bit overkill when it comes to IEMs, especially if you have sensitive IEMs. I like the gain implementation. It has a low, medium, high over ear mode, and once you plug the DC power into this, you unlock a secret level called the enhance over ear mode, which pops up on your screen. I wish there was a way to remove that. Maybe Fiio has already implemented a solution to remove that from the features, but it's also nice because the volume does go up slightly when you put the enhance over ear mode, and I noticed that the soundstage gets even wider, the mids gets a bit more filled out, and it's just all around a very cool experience. I want to touch on the case, and I like the way Fiio did the case implementation. So it has this metal mesh case at the back, and when you put it into the case like so, it has a little pocket that snugs underneath the case itself. So it's quite a practical solution that you're not gonna worry about the case falling off of your expensive player. And I like the little cutout that they did next to the volume wheel. So it left enough of a cutout so that you could fiddle with the volume knob, but it protects the player from falling out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give a like if you did. We'll be receiving a few cool IEMs that I'm excited to test out. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Take care, everyone.